Chase, we made it to another Monday. It's hard to believe.
I certainly don't believe it.
How could you? But I'm going to show you a new game. I don't know if you know anything. Do you know anything about this game?
I don't even know the name of this game.
This is Soulstone Survivors. I played the prologue a while back. They put a hefty chunk of the game out as a prologue, and the game hit early access today. I will bury the suspense. This is I don't know what genre we're calling it, but this is a vampire survivors like. I've heard. I know that I think Nextlander came up with a really clever genre name for a vampire and all those other games, 20 Minutes Till Dawn and all that fun shit. This one I've really taken a liking to. I will tell you up front, I've played it on my Steam Deck. It works really great there. We're gonna play this on PC today. But let me just give you a quick overview, because you know what the gameplay is going to be like. It's going to be hordes of enemies coming in. We're going to be collecting shit to level up our character. They go a little bit deeper, I think, than some of the other games I've played like this, which I dig. I think the art style is fine. It's kind of a low poly voxel style here. You get these stones, and you're going to get certain stones for each one of the bosses you beat in the level. And if I went into fight, you're going to see I didn't want to get too much past where we're at here, because I thought it was really nice for us tonight. But there's 5 levels so far, and within those, when you trigger a certain boss, the first boss of the void, second, third, fourth, and fifth, so there's 5 bosses in each void. You get a special crystal from them, or stone, but then there's things that you can upgrade with a blacksmith, so you're going to get materials and recipes for each character, and there's a lot that you can unlock, and each one has different requirements to go through to get, from casting to more roguelike, some really cool stuff. So I'll show you the 2 that I have tonight. We're going to start the barbarian, but here's the runes, which goes very deep as you're unlocking these. And there's a skill tree that you get per character. There is the rune power that you can carry over. You can reset skills and redistribute them as needed. But let's take a look at it and see what you think.
Okay.
I don't think that we've played anything quite like this on stream before. We've definitely done some quick looks of things. I know I continue to be the weirdo that appreciates Vampire Survivor, but doesn't spend a ton of time celebrating it like you and Johnny do. I keep trying to find all the ones that are riffing off of it and saying I like them a whole lot, which is what we're going to do here tonight.
Well, it seemed like, because I know we had the big discussion with Vampire Survivors, versus 20 Minutes to Dawn, and you really like 20 Minutes to Dawn. One, I think it just has a more evocative art style that you dug, and I get that. But the other thing, it seemed like more of your main point was that was a much more active game, in that you were, it wasn't kind of that twin stick idle game that Vampire Survivors, and it looks like this kind of is.
This is
where these are automatic attacks, right?
Yep. And so the one thing I did turn on here, just to call out, by default, when I was playing on PC, it wasn't on my Steam Deck, but playing on my PC, this will just net. So you would have to press Q to level up, and you can just be banking skill points to unlock a bunch of things. I've got it to where it stops, because I like that, especially when things get going kind of crazy. They do the rare, uncommon leveling here with those things. I'm going to increase my cast frequency, because I think that is a good thing to have. These do stack also. You can see in the up here for the objectives, we're going to eliminate the Lords of the Void, and the first one will show up when we kill 400 people. So keep an eye on that stuff as and you can also re-roll if you wanted. If you didn't like any of these, you have that option. So we're going to go with Relentless, though, increase that. Barbarian has a bit more health than the Wizard that I've unlocked as well. You can have up to 6 skills equipped, and you can stack a bunch of passive ones. So active skills, you can have 6 going, and you'll see here explosive traps, Leave a permanent trap on the ground that explodes when an enemy steps onto it, causing 480 damage and burn. Cooldown's 5.9. Suction bomb throws a bomb in front of you, pulling enemies into a large crowd towards its positioning. That works pretty good. And then flurry is quickly throw daggers. This thing rules, and it gets really nasty. So I'm gonna go with this one. I like the suction one, especially for the wizard, because you are shooting more of a tight attack versus this more radial attack that you're doing here. So we'll go flurry for now. So you just kind of barrage those out, and it works out really well. This game's $10 in early access, and I have really enjoyed what's been going on with it so far. All right,
so go ahead, finish this first.
Doom, poison, or increase my maximum health. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some health while we're early on. What were you gonna say?
So the problem it seemed like you were having with Vampire Survivors is that it was too passive. So with this game having a much more similar function to Vampire Survivors than it does to 20 Minutes to Dawn, why do you think this one is grabbing you more than Vampires was?
I really just did not like how I'm gonna increase the skill on that one, by the way. So rare for the knives. I don't like the way that Vampire Survivor looks. I just really have like a hard time. I think it's so flat and pixelated that with as much shit that's happening on there, it just gets really chaotic. And I'm sure if I went back to it now, because honestly I haven't played that game, especially since it hit 1.0, but I also haven't played that game since finding some enjoyment in these other styles. So maybe going back to it would be worth a thing.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I enjoy the pixel art not because I was a huge NES, Super Nintendo, Castlevania guy, or even GBA Castlevania guy, but I think I still have an appreciation for that graphic style that I kind of enjoy seeing that homage to older Castlevanias in Vampire Survivors.
So then you're going to get some of these give and takes also. I can increase my damage by 20 but lose 10 to my movement, or I can just go up by 10 here, and I'm going to do that. I haven't gotten any buff on and the barbarian's already kind of slow, so we're going to go with this. I like multicast. We'll probably get some good ones there. More to come on that, but there is a dodge also that you can trigger. That's about the only thing that you're really controlling. I'm playing this with the mouse. I might switch to the controller here in a little bit. I think a mouse works fine, but the controller feels honestly pretty good with that twin stick.
Sure. I think this almost feels like it, at least from a perspective and from a graphic standpoint, this feels maybe a little bit more evocative of a Diablo.
Yes, I think that is 100% true. The camera, especially, some of the enemy types, not enemy types, but hero types as well. Let's see. I've already got a suction bomb going, a shrapnel bomb. Stomp's really good. This thing I had a really good run with this, so we're gonna get Stomp in there. You'll see what I'm talking about. It gets really big. It just has a longer cooldown. All right, so when you kill the boss, you get one of these bigger crystals. That's going to give you quite a few things that you can upgrade. Fearful Strikes. I want to do a multicast there. Increase the damage modifier by an additional 15. That's really good. But this multicast, that's epic. We're going to increase our output of our trap by 48%. And then this Heroic Strike's good. It's a pretty big sweeping one. I'll use that for now. I might not stick with it, but we'll use that for now. So first boss is down. We've got 4 more to get through. I've gotten 2 nice health upgrades. We've got some decent overall so far. Stomp gets a 30%. We're going to increase our multicast on our whirlwind. That'll help out a lot for people coming up on us.
Is there any incentive or anything to find within this world? One of the things I actually really like about Vampire Survivors is that they reward you for not just circle strafing, which is really easy to do in these kinds of games, where they have things on the map that you need to go to certain points of the map to find.
Yeah, so yes, there's different runes that you can get out there, and there's also health that they'll put out, which is super helpful. I will start to venture further away from what I'm doing right now, but in this early portion where I have a little bit more ease of like strafing like I am to grab and level up, you'll start to see me branch away a bit further, grabbing those health upgrades, trying to get a few more. Like there's a shard over there. Like if I bust that up, I'll get quite a bit more. Increase your area modifier by an additional 5%. Okay, block power. We're gonna go expansive. And your critical strikes have 100% chance of applying wounds. Jiggy, welcome, friend. Hope you're having a good night. And I'll stop hanging out like I am, but I've just been, you saw how quickly I got up on those 3 there, so I'm just trying to get as much of this shit right now. Let's see, poison bomb, shrapnel. So the other thing that I like here is you can replace your choice with a passive. So if I don't want to slot any of these in, I can then switch this over, and now I have a passive one that I can put on there. So I'm going to increase my swing area of effect, and I like that a whole lot when it comes to like strategies, especially if you find you've got your loadout but you still want to be able to like benefit from leveling up.
That is one of the I don't know if it's necessarily a problem. It's just a different thing that Vampire Survivors does, is that once you have your active abilities locked in, they are not going anywhere, and then you're not going to see any more active abilities. And the same for passive. You only get so many of each, and those are the only ones you get. You can upgrade. You can continue to upgrade those as you play, but you can't get any different ones. You can't replace things. And it looks like this game says, no, you can totally replace it. So you can kind of evolve and change your build as you go on through here. And I think that's a nice touch.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna probably start venturing out a little bit further than what we were doing. My cooldowns, my multicast has been really good. The other thing with the Barbarian, though, is he is a pretty close proximity, and you want to make sure that you're able to be a little bit closer to some of those for sure. Well, I got this pause. Jiggy, you just finished Peacemaker, like the whole series? What are your thoughts? Chase, you haven't watched that yet, have you?
I have not. I watched the Suicide Squad movie. It precedes it.
I liked it much better than the other one.
I didn't watch the other one, but I that sounds like that is
it's very bad.
The general sentiment, yeah.
All right, we are getting really close to our second boss. Slashes enemy in front of you, dealing 4 damage. I might replace our heroic with Titan. I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna get the Titan's cleaver, and we'll replace the heroic strike. There we go. Yeah, there's that big sweeping one. Thing's so good.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Also, it looked like one of those active abilities had the golems. I like anything where you have not pet classes exactly, but necromancer classes.
Oh yeah.
Anything where you can summon new dudes. I'm a big fan of that. One of the reasons I really like Loop Hero.
Yes, with that class was so good. Man, what a game.
Pretty cool.
like it a whole lot. Subdue. We'll go with another passive. Increase our armor. This boss is almost toast. And they're toast. Common power increases your damage modifier by an additional 5. We'll do some poison damage too. Jiggy says it was great, worth it for the soundtrack's so good. James Gunn is just so damn talented when it comes to setting a tone on what he's doing. You might not like the tone, but the dude sets the tone. Right, we'll increase that. Chaos Bomb. I'll skip these and I will increase my movement. I can also do that one. Increases critical damage. Creates 4 fire orbs. Ooh, that's probably the one we want. Anything that goes around me as well is always nice. Yeah. So we're getting pretty nasty at this point. We'll start to venture out a little bit further. See if we can find any other rare stones while we're waiting for the next big boss to come through. Oop, there's one. Pass back through, grab some of these power-ups. Get some health. I was, this seems to be, like, this is the meta this year for me in a weird way. Like, this genre kind of came out of nowhere. I know that Vampire Survivor was in early access last year. And I think actually 2020 is when that game came out originally, right? In early access.
Sounds right.
But I just feel there's so many clones out there now. I mean, app stores, there's even, I mean, I know that Vampire Survivor was inspired by a different mobile phone game on, I think an Android game, if I'm not mistaken. All that to be said, it just feels like this is the shit that everybody's chasing right now.
Yeah, it's not a new genre exactly, but it seems to be kind of a new taste that people seem to be getting into, a new trend, and they're relatively simple games for people to make comparatively.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can totally see.
They're almost like a clicker.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly an idle quality to this that I think is very appealing to a number of people. In the same way that, you know, what am I thinking? The
Tyler Abstract, hey, thank you for that follow.
Loser! You're a loser!
Yeah,
Are you
thank
feeling
you.
sorry for
Thank you for the
yourself?
loser.
Well, you
Appreciate that
should
too.
be, because you are dirt!
what's
You
the,
make me
what's the
sick,
genre
you
I'm thinking
big
of?
baby!
The one where you kind of keep collecting heroes and then they get smashed together and level up, and then
Pokemon.
you do you do the drafting section, and then there's like the automatic thing where they fight. What was that
MOBA?
called? No, but it was taken from MOBAs.
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about.
Why can't I remember any of the names of these games?
It's a very good reward. It's one of the original rewards. It will always be here. We enjoy it a whole lot. All right, we got another boss on the field. Let's see what they're up to. Ooh.
Diggy,
Big
can you help
thunder.
me out? What kind of genre am I thinking of here? They had, I think it started as a mod of Dota or something. Maybe it wasn't Dota. You draft your heroes, like if you got multiple of the same heroes, you could level them up and kind of combine them. And then when you were done with the drafting section, I mean, I know what it's called in Fire Emblem Heroes, but that doesn't help. There's a specific mode called Pawns of Loki.
What?
I'm a computer.
Maybe I can just look it up that way.
Stop all the downloading.
Stop all the download. Let me make sure that those are turned up for us a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Shockwave totem. We'll lead off on that. I am gonna do, I think, body slam. I want to keep that. Ooh, what do I want to get rid of? Maybe these traps? No, we'll get rid of Thunder Strike.
Auto chest. That's what I'm thinking of.
Auto chess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you're talking. So like the
Yeah. So that came from Dota, but like that Despots game that we
Yes.
did a quick look of. That's what I'm thinking of.
we should play that. It's on Game Pass. That's full out, and it's also on mobile. I think I would be down for checking that out again.
Yeah. But this genre feels very much like a new trend of, hey,
Sure.
this is there's not, you don't have to make a ton of environments or things like that. You're where I think you can have developers who say, oh, I could make an auto chess. I could make an idle twin stick, whatever the hell this
Yes.
semi-genre is called, subgenre thing that we've got going on here. And you just have everybody kind of doing their own shtick with it.
For sure. It's cool. Like I'm happy that we're still getting to see new takes on familiar things. It's been really neat. Like, again, I know I haven't been the biggest fan of Vampire Survivor, but I'm not going to sit here and deny like that game is good. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's made a huge impact, and I'm super excited to see how much further this shit can go, or where does it go?
I mean, yeah, I mean, you also didn't like Into the Breach when you first played it, so
Right. Well, I liked it. I didn't like it as much as you did. Like if people didn't
Did you
like
though?
if people didn't like lick its boots, you didn't think that was enough.
Yeah. It wasn't enough. But now you do lick its boots, so everything's okay.
I don't
Oh,
know.
what happened there?
I got rocked by that guy's big ass
Yeah.
hammer. Took a pretty big hit there. We got another boss on the field already too. I think this might be the farthest I've gotten on this world. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I was hoping for some health to pop up because we're still doing all right, but we'll see what happens. Oh, he's big. They're all big.
Tyler and Jiggy, I'm actually really glad you guys are here. I have a question that I think you guys could help me answer. What for Abstract Japan, which is a wonderful podcast people should listen to about Japanese music. What podcast hosting service do you use? I would like to know.
And do they use a popular musician as their intro music?
Well, they have shows about licensed music.
Yes, there's a difference of content that you're going over versus content that you're using as your brand, though.
I suppose so. Anyway,
Yeah, absolutely.
Podbean, okay. Podbean costs is what I
Yes.
remember. I'm guessing like $9 a month, I believe. That is good to know.
We are doing bad here. This is going poorly. One more hit is all we have in us. Come on, health.
Yeah, you're
where you at?
literally on 1 health.
Oh yeah. Come on, health.
Was that health at the top?
Is it green?
Oh no, it was orange.
Yeah.
That
They're like a
was-
bright green crystal.
Okay.
Oh boy. Oh,
What
what
are you
is
doing?
it?
Oh wow.
Go, go, go. Whew.
Oh, south? There it is, isn't that?
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Now you got 31 health.
I can take
Much
them all
better.
on. I can take them all on.
Yeah, no problem.
There's a lot of bad people here.
Do you get invincibility frames when you dodge, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm sorry. You can still take damage when you're dodging.
Yeah,
but
you need to dodge out of there.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what's this?
Hey! What's going on here?
Hello.
Ooh,
I think that's still my favorite chat reward of ours.
it's pretty good. I've got a few ideas for some new ones.
There's one I like better, but in terms of one that gets used.
It's because you're a
often than
whore,
not,
Chase.
Well, yeah, you know me too well.
You are a sick sicko. Oh God, that's it. That's the death blow. No? Okay, all right.
You gotta say it in your Sopranos voice, though.
You a hooah, Chase.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm telling you, he was a hooah. Oh, give me that shit.
It's inactive. Well, I'll make sure that
It's active.
somebody
It's
fixes
turned
that
on.
after
It's
this
turned
one.
on. It is turned on. I turned it on before this.
Okay, I do see it.
I clicked it on.
Okay, all right.
Lord knows I don't want to deal with not having that on with you on the show.
Yeah, I mean, I'd let you hear it.
I mean, you complain about anything, let alone not being able to talk about that.
True. I mean, I think our audience here
Ay,
would
ay,
like
ay, ay,
that. They'd like this so much. So once you lose the rest of your health, we'll get there.
I've already lost my
Jiggy.
mind.
Oh, true enough. In the meantime, Jiggy, why don't you give me a number between 1 and 35?
Almost got this guy
Then
beat.
I'll get the real game started.
Did we get him? All right, I think I killed him. He's down, but I need to heal, and I need to go get his shit.
That's some fun.
There's some health maybe. No, that's his crystal. Oh no, I just got his shit too. Son of a bitch. But we unlocked somebody new. Damn it. That was wild. We did unlock somebody new though. Let's see who we got. Character. There they are. We've got enough to get them too. This is the Spellblade. That sounds all right.
Little magic with your swords.
Yeah, let's unlock them. And we're gonna. So I've got the Pyromancer now, and the Spellblade, and the Barbarian unlocked. Oh no,
You know
I
what
have
you
to
also
talk about. Yes, a thorn in my side. Let's pull it out, please. Barbs
All
and
right,
all.
let's get it going here. This anime aired April 13th, 1990 to April 12th, 1991. Full
Okay.
year. It is, let's see, genres here: adventure, comedy, romance, and sci-fi. And your anime is Fushigi no Umi no Nadia, better known in the West as Nadia, Secret of Blue Water.
Why does every one of these have to be like anime? I'm sorry, it has to be like romance, some sort of cyberpunk.
I like it because now the genres don't really help you that much because they're all just basically the same genres.
The same shit. This is a 90s anime, right? It's not a risque one, correct?
No, I mean, I have not seen Nadia Secret of the Blue Water. I have played games that Nadia is featured in.
Okay.
And no, I do not believe there is anything risque about this.
Okay.
We can tell you more about Nadia once you tell us more about Nadia.
Comedy.
Jiggy seems to know what this is. I bet Tyler at least is aware of Nadia's Secret of Blue Water. So, but we'd love to hear you tell us what this show's about because that's why we do the AMA Bobby.
What's her secret?
You tell me.
Nadia.
Maybe she's born with it.
Maybe it's Maybelline. Walked right into that one.
Okay.
Nadia of Blue Water has Nadia has a secret about Blue Water. Okay. Comedy, 90s.
adventure, comedy, romance, sci-fi.
Sci-fi. Okay. I'm gonna keep stalling here while I'm trying to put this together, and I'm gonna just click through a few things to make it look like I'm actively doing something that's not talking about this anime. So Nadia was a well-loved young girl in her hometown, and she had won over the hearts of all the townsfolk by constantly going around and doing well wishes for them, helping out by delivering, whether it be like pastries, newspapers, all that shit. She was just a very reliable, very nice person in town. This island community had been thriving for some time with very little problems, so to speak, and nobody quite knew a lot about Nadia's history. Like, this was a very close, tight-knit village where history, families, etc. had been for generations. But Nadia's didn't really have much of a lineage compared to a lot of the other families in this town, and it was something that always bothered her pretty significantly. So she was on this quest, by doing good for others, she thought life would do good by her, and of course karma, right? Who wouldn't want something good in return? So she continues to do her things. And lo and behold, out of nowhere one day, there was a pretty significant tsunami that hit this island community, and town gets flooded, catastrophe hitting. Nadia gets swept away, and this people are freaking out, obviously, because it's a fucking tsunami. She wakes up and she's underwater, under the blue water, and in this situation, she realizes that she was a mermaid, and that's the whole thing. She realizes in that moment, that's why she doesn't have lineage here. She had washed ashore generations ago, and she was taken in. Hang on a second, I'm gonna do shadow spikes this time. She was taken in all those generations ago by this fisherman, and in doing so, nursing her back, it had transformed her and some of healing practice, basically to look like we do as humans. But in this event, when it was flight or fight, she ended up triggering her true form as a mermaid, and she was able to start to go through, find bits and pieces from this village. She was able to save some people, bring them back, and the secret of the blue water was that she was the mermaid that was in it. And that's Nadia.
Interesting. I feel like you started with a little Kiki's Delivery Service there, which is another anime I'm sure you're very well versed in.
I'm not
and then
at all.
And then, as I said in the chat, I think you got a little bit to Moana at some point.
The Pixar movie?
Yeah, a little bit. But Jiggy seems to give you some claps. He thinks you're kind of close. Really? I can read out the synopsis.
Hey, for not knowing anything about fucking anime, I did all right, didn't I?
I mean, it's a girl, and you guessed there was some water involved. These things are technically true.
Her name, I got her name right. The water, I knew it was blue.
You did get it that Nadia is a girl. So I'll give you that. You could have gone somewhere else with that. You could have gone with it. She was a dog, or she was a boy. Yeah. You got that one right. So I'll give you that. Here we go. In 1889, the world is on the pinnacle of great discoveries in technology. Okay. In mankind's grasp for the future, a sinister foe known only as Gargoyle, obsessed with restoring the former Atlantean Empire to the glory it once held, begins his plans to take over the world. Nadia, with the help of a young inventor, Jean-Roch Latrigue, and Captain Nemo. I'm going to say Nemo, but
Captain Nemo.
Yeah.
That's absolutely Captain Nemo.
I know, but I don't know if that's how it is in the anime, or if that's just, I don't know. I haven't seen this one, and Japanese sometimes is a little weird pronunciations on some of these things.
Sure.
Of the submarine Nautilus must fight to save the world from Gargoyle and Neo Atlantis, based on the novel 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne.
It's a good one.
This is again, I haven't seen this, So, Jiggy, if you have more you want to add about what Nadia is about, you're welcome to. I think maybe the more important thing here is that the Nadia's Secret of Blue Water was created by Studio Gynax.
Okay.
Gynax Bobby made the Eva, made the Evangelion.
Oh, your shit.
Relatively after this, yeah.
Nice.
And I believe this is a Hideaki Anno original, right? Anno's the creator of.
Really quick. Well, I'm gonna break away from anime because I'm looking for a reason to, but also
How dare you?
When we were upgrading, while you were asking me some questions before we got into this, I unlocked a second dash, and that has been a game changer here. Huge.
Yeah.
So we've got some new stuff here. Glacier, Slow. Ooh, I like Slow being on there. Frost.
Basically Hades now.
Yes. What a game.
Man, remember Hades?
When's the last time you played
pretty
Hades?
good. It's been a while. They never put out DLC for that, did they?
No, one and done, man. I don't think they've done a lot with
I know
it.
they worked. Well, I mean, they did so much with it as it was in early access, and they kept adding and changing things, and then it feels like it came out, and they said, "Okay, I guess we're done."
Yeah.
Or I mean, I guess they've ported it to other devices as well. So I'll
It's
give
not
them
hit mobile
some
yet,
credit
right?
there, but I don't think so. But yeah, I would love to get a new weapon plus some new stuff in Hades. That'd be kind of cool.
Have they've not really, correct me if I'm wrong here, they've not done a lot of DLC stuff for their prior games, have they? I feel like they're like they put their shit out and it's just done over at Supergiant.
Yeah, I think you're generally right. I'm trying to think of like Transistor doesn't really have DLC. Bastion didn't have DLC.
I think I might get rid of one of these. Do I want to get rid of Shadow Spikes?
What was the
I think I'll get rid of Shadow Spikes.
what was the other one where you're playing the sports game?
Pyre?
The Pyre, yes, Pyre.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pyre didn't have DLC either, so that makes some sense. But this game feels like it's more tuned to having DLC than
Ooh. All right. I get to ask the questions now. And you know what? We're going to pause for a quick second and let me
Sure.
pull up. We get two questions. The way that we do this here, chat gets to answer first. If you can't answer, we'll default to Chase, and Chase will fill in for you. He is your phone a friend. But two questions per reward. The first one, in Demon Souls, who is the aging ruler of Bolteria? I'll leave that out there for everybody.
I've probably heard this name once before, but I certainly don't know.
You do a podcast with Johnny Amazich, you know you're going to hear about it. I'm
You
going
said Dark
for
Souls, right? Or did you say Demon Souls?
I said Demon's Souls.
Oh, then I know even less.
I'm going for a little bit more of an ice engine with this run, and slowing these people down a little bit.
Little cool party.
Cool
action.
party. No clue. No clue.
I'm gonna say it starts with an A. It's like not like an Arthur, but like a I don't know. I've got like Atreus on the brain, but that's probably more of like a God of War thing.
I'll let it sit
what do
for
we
a
got?
second, and then I'll give. Oh, I can answer that one now. It is King Alliant the 7th or 12th. I'm sorry. We'll get something.
So it did start with an A.
It did start with an A. We'll get something that's maybe a little bit more our speed here. And Team Fortress 2.
I'm gonna write in Demon Souls King here so I can look that up.
And Team Fortress 2, what do the acronyms of the red and blue teams stand for? And I will increase my damage while we wait.
Yeah. The only thing I know about TF2 is that I had the earbuds
That you could sell.
accessory. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people asked me to sell them those AirPods. They weren't AirPods. They were just Apple headphones. And I said no, and now I guess I still have them. I don't play TF2 though.
It was a fun game.
Yeah,
Looks-
it was a good time.
Looks like
It was
chat's
such
maybe.
it made such a good splash
Yeah.
when it first came out because Like that art style, especially. Have you ever seen Team Fortress 1? Like the original Team Fortress, like what it
No.
looks like? It
All
just
right.
looks like some Counter-Strike shit. It just looks normal. So for them to go in this completely cartoony look for
Sure.
TF2 was such a big deal at the time.
Red stands for reliable excavation and demolition, and blue is Builders League United. And I'm going to give myself a jiggy treat and get back to it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
2 Fort. That's what I know about Team
That's-
Fortress 2.
2 Fort.
That was one of the levels.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
We're freezing everybody and we're slowing them down. That's what we're here to do. We're gonna increase our frostbolt. I don't want these people to move nearly as fast as me, Chase. That's the whole plan here.
It's fair. They can't hurt you if they can't touch you.
That's true. We'll do Leviathan. Chase, tomorrow is November 8th. There's a few games coming out. One that has surprised the hell out of me in reviews today. I can't get over
Yes.
the reception I'm seeing for Sonic Frontiers, which was arguably one of the biggest write-offs I saw this year for a garbage video game.
I still don't know what to think. I watched the review from IGN that gave it a 7.
Yeah.
I tried to read some other review stuff.
Did you read Patrick's by chance? Patrick
I did not.
He's got some pretty good things to say. Like, I think he's so far been like what I would consider maybe the most like upfront, like, hey, this isn't the best thing, but it's way better than what I thought. And some people, he's got a cool take on it.
Yeah, I mean, IGN was relatively similar. Of hey, there's a lot of not great stuff in here, but also there's just so much stuff in here, and it sounds like it has
It's a lot.
so many like little mini games that just pop up everywhere. There's always like a weird hidden thing that comes up next that you're doing, and so it seems like it always stays fresh in that
Yep.
sense. But it does
Hard
sound like the
hits.
combat is kind of boring, and
Yeah, I was worried about that.
that it sounds like technically there's some problems with it. Like the pop-in stuff that they were showing in the IGN review looks real rough. That a lot
I'm
of
not-
those
I'm not
platforms
surprised.
that you're going are just popping in. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one.
You're not getting it, are you?
No, I'm pretty resolved in not getting it. Sonic meant a lot to me for a very long time.
I know.
And then it didn't. And outside of stuff like Sonic Mania that is, pretty much
More, yeah,
laser
old school.
targeted to me,
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, they lost me after Sonic Adventure 2. I love Sonic Adventure 2, but like the ones they made after that, I just not
Well,
my thing.
So you're not going to get Sonic. As Jiggy says here, you should go vote tomorrow.
Absolutely.
The other thing is a little to the left comes out tomorrow as well.
Nice.
I think I will be picking that one up for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. That's one that we did a quick look of the demo or Steam Next Fest version
Yep.
that came out a while ago, like over the summer. Yeah, I think that's going to be really nice. We talked about it on the last episode, but that has a real Florence or Assemble with Care
Yep. You knew
look and
the
feel
name.
to it.
You knew the name this time.
Yes. Yeah. Mutant Year Zero too. I remember all the names.
Whoa. Whoa.
Auto
Slow
chess
your
took
roll.
me a lot more to get. Took me a lot more to get to that one, but yeah, it has that vibe, and I've really enjoyed those games as something that you can just really relax to. I think that's going to be something that I will enjoy playing. That's on iOS, right?
I can't find it, man. Like I saw it on the App Store months ago. It disappeared, and as of tomorrow, I think it's only launching on PC.
Only on Steam.
And I was really hoping to play it on my iPad. I think that would have been a fun place to play that game. But I will pick it up. I'll pick it up there for sure. All right, we're gonna increase that. We're almost about to pop the third boss.
And it looks like it will eventually come to Switch as well, but
Yeah.
not tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's going to be on everything eventually, or at least current consoles.
Yeah, man, that is kind of a bummer. I think I'd probably prefer to play that on an iPad more than I would a laptop, but I'll probably still give that a shot. I bet that's. Do we know a price on that one?
Not yet. I mean, it might be up for purchase on Steam.
Yeah, I think it is. Let's see here. Nope, not yet.
Not yet. All right. We almost got this third boss down. Been taking some hits though. See if we can get some health here.
In 10 hours, though, we'll know how much Little to the Left costs.
Damn, I might not make it, man. Taking some hard hits. There's some health up here though. Come here, you. There we go.
It's a very large buzzsaw.
Yeah, he's not fucking around with that thing. See if I can avoid some of the bullshit for a second. Almost got him. There he goes.
There you go.
We'll do the area modifier on that. Pop the third boss. And we are on our way to the fourth.
So there is the way you are. How do you get the skill points to
upgrade?
To unlock? When you're not in battle.
Those are what you're acquiring. You're getting the crystal or the stones that, like, once you get to a certain, like, you have a currency in the game, and that's what you're getting as you're playing and defeating shit. But then you're also getting specific stones, which are a lot rarer, and you're using those as like a final upgrade. So like I got my attack power up to level 5, and the last one was like, hey, you need to use one of these red stones that you get from beating the first boss on this level. So it's all varied based off of what you're going for there.
Okay. But there is some there is some permanence to this, that you will go in,
yes.
You'll make upgrades, and then those will permanently upgrade your character. I mean, Vampire Survivors does a similar thing as well, but that, so you shouldn't get discouraged if you're not beating these things on your first try.
No,
because,
dude, I think you should die a lot.
Yeah, they want you to keep coming back and get incremental progress as you go.
Yep, they got you on a little bit of they're dinging the carrot for some of this shit for sure. I was hoping.
Why no Shaolin soccer video game? Tyler Abstract writes. I would say, have you played FIFA Street? It's not exactly the same thing, but if you're looking for a soccer game that has some wacky moves to it, FIFA
Mario
Street's probably the
Strikers
closest thing you'll get.
What about that?
Yeah, that's a little less about the tricks, though, I would say.
Wasn't there like a RPG soccer game, like kind of anime adjacent, that came out last year?
There's a billion anime soccer games, but yes, you mean Captain Tsubasa.
Yes, that's the one.
Mm-hmm. There's also Inazuma 11. Yeah, there's.
How's that?
I haven't played it. I think we only got one of them over here. It's a long-running series in Japan. I think one came to like 3DS eShop that I downloaded but never played.
Got it. Hey, I'm on episode 4 of Cyberpunk, by the way.
Wow, that means you watched 3 episodes since the last time we talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's impressive.
Yep. Digging it, for sure.
Good.
Yeah. They really, I got pretty upset at the end of episode 2 because I rather liked a character and then I did not like a character, and then I liked that character again.
That's fair.
All right, let's see if my ice can do any damage on this fire guy.
I still think it's very funny that you watched one episode of the Cyberpunk anime and immediately went, I don't need to watch anymore. Why don't I just play the game instead?
Well,
I mean, you're coming back and now playing the game, and now watching
like that game's. I've played the game well before the anime even was a thing, and I didn't finish the game, but they fixed it. But yes, the anime was what has gotten me, as well as a lot of other people, talking about Cyberpunk again in a big way. And
I would probably say though that many of those people watched the full series before they jumped back into the game.
Well, I don't like anime. They do. That's the difference.
Yeah, you're built different. I'm
built different. But no, I am enjoying the anime quite a bit, and still playing a lot of that game, man. Like I play that game almost every day still.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just go and put a little bit of time in with it. Nothing too crazy, but.
And you never did finish Cowboy Bebop, right?
I did not finish Cowboy Bebop. No.
Do you remember how far you got into it?
3 episodes, maybe.
So you didn't even see the dog?
No.
Wow. That's kind of the whole reason we told you to watch the show is as a corgi, and you
when you
are
and
the man
Johnny
who loves corgis.
can start to edit video and audio and do all the other shit our show requires.
I edit audio all the time, just not for our show.
Right, that's clear. But I will then have more time to watch anime. So if you want me to watch anime, I can give you some things that you can help out with, and I can use that time for anime. But I don't think you get. What's more important to you, me watching anime or you doing the work of the show?
Well, that would be both. I think your question is what's more important, you watching anime or me watching anime? And I think I would rather be watching anime.
When's Bobby going to watch the 10-hour action button review of Cyberpunk 2077?
That's a really good question. That's something you should definitely watch.
Okay. I don't know if
you should watch all of Action Button reviews. Those are some of the best things on the internet.
It's fair. I don't have anything.
How you feeling?
I could probably call it here, I would say. Well, I can do another one, but I want to be respectful of everything here too.
And I got nothing going on. You can do another run if you want. We've got friends in the chat.
Yeah, let's do another run.
Hanging out. Yeah.
I'm trying to get. So, let's break down these runes really quick. To equip runes, you first need runic power. So,
what I've always said.
I want to get runic power, and it's this one up here, but it's 50,000. So I could reset the skills and get one of those and put stuff into it, but I'm not too far off. I think I'm averaging like 10 to 15k a run on the minor soulstones here. The corrupteds from the first boss, vile, second, third would be wicked. Let's do one more, and I'll show off the we'll do the pyromancer this time around. Yeah, we'll do that.
Cool.
Sweet. And I'm almost there on this, like 100%ing this one. I mean, I could do the second one. Let's do that. We'll show this one off too. We'll do a new area.
Yeah, why not?
New person, new location.
Have you been putting more time into Mario plus Rabbids?
Oh yeah, I put a lot of time into that today as well. I'm almost through the third world now. Having a great time with that game. Man, I had just one of the nastiest moves with Rabid Luigi. I hit like 6 people, and they were susceptible to splash damage. So I started off by sliding with splash damage, and then I was able to like chain with the frisbee 6 others and like cleared 5 of the 6 in one hit. It was so, and the camera zoomed out really far when it happened. It was awesome. Nice. Bowser continues to be just a beast. He's also great to have out there because although he can take burn damage, it's negated, and he does not have the adverse reaction to like running around because he's Bowser and he lives in lava. And then the other thing I don't think I paid too much attention to that I've been a bit more aware of is if you have if I have a fire damaging spark equipped, I am also not going to be taking fire damage as much when you have that, which is really cool. So that game's great, man. It's just so good. It's better than it has any right to be. It's better than the first one. I'm having so much fun with that game.
Very cool.
Yeah. I'm trying to get a lot knocked out because God of War comes out this week, and I'm going to be sinking my teeth into that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to do backlog stuff for the last couple months at this point.
Yeah.
Live Alive was a big one of those, and it's taken up a long time. But now that I've passed that, we talked about in the last episode, I've been playing some of that Neon White, which is really
Very
solid,
good.
and I'm
Very
having a good time with that. I did download that SteamWorld Dig, or not SteamWorld Dig, Jesus, Shovel Knight Dig.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. It's hard, but I like it a lot.
Yeah, I wanna give that a shot, and then I also did download Mario plus Rabbids. So
What about Norco?
we'll see about that one too. A couple other things also on the list, but yeah. And then I know the big thing that we talked about last week for our November preview. I know you've got the God of War, but I've got we all have the Pokemon. That's going to take up a good chunk of our Novembers, I imagine.
Yeah, there's a lot of leaks out there right now for that one, by the way.
Yeah, I saw like a brief glimpse of Fuecoco's second form.
What do you think?
I barely saw it. Is he like wearing like a sombrero or something? He's starting to get like a big hat.
It's a nest with an egg.
Okay.
So
but it's kind of shaped like a sombrero.
Yes, it does look that way.
Okay.
I saw somebody already made like fan art. Oh my god, why can't I think of his name? He has the hat on. He has the sombrero already. Green Pokemon.
Ludicolo.
It was them giving each other a high five, which I thought was pretty good.
Nice. And then I just saw a video thumbnail on YouTube that was like all 297 returning Pokemon revealed, and like I don't need to see some Dexit whiner bullshit that people are going to be talking about. I'm fine.
I saw a Gen 1 got a new variant.
Okay, that's cool.
I was pretty pleased with what I saw. I think you will be as well.
Nice. Jiggy writes in the chat, I'm scared to even try God of War 2 on my base PS4, and I think that's a fair thing to be scared about.
So apparently it runs decent on the PS4, but it is loud. Like your PS4 is like a jet engine at that point. And I
feel like that was what happened on the last. Wasn't that the discourse that was going on the last God of War game?
Well, yeah, but I mean,
I guess that makes sense. If it's on the same engine, it's gonna maybe be the same issues.
I think I've seen some screenshots. Oh, here's your golem. We'll put them out there.
Yeah.
If it's anything like the first one, it's as far as performance goes, they'll tune it really well for what it's going to be on. I am surprised. I'm very surprised that it's on PS4.
Yeah, that was another conversation we had on that November preview. It just, I guess it makes financial sense for them that there are just so many more PS4s out there than PS5s. They've had such trouble getting the PS5 out there to people. But also, you're Sony and you are living and dying on these big prestige,
no kidding,
AAA single player games, and for you to still be putting them, like, hamstringing them, honestly, by making sure that they also play on the PS4, you're kind of missing some of the prestige part to that equation.
I'm gonna ask you to keep me honest again, because wasn't PlayStation the ones that was like very active, like we're making a clear, like definitive departure from the last gen to the next one. And
we believe in generations.
Yes.
Yes, that was definitely a Sony thing.
yeah, that's a little bit of a bummer. I mean, like, look, I say that, but like Jiggy in the chat gets to play that game now. He doesn't have a PS5. He has
Exactly.
a PC.
I totally see the point. It makes all the sense in the world. There's so many more people with PS4s out there. You gotta let them play it, or you're definitely not gonna make your money back. But you're also not enticing people to feel like they need to get PS5s. And honestly, even if they did want to get a PS5, they can't because they're still so hard to find. But at this point, why do you even have a PS5? Like, why would you even make a PS5 if you're not going to put your best foot forward on it, right?
I thought for sure, like, I thought Horizon was the last one, but here we are. This is happening. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm not bitter. Like, I'm not gonna like lose my shit over it. But I think it's very strange. And I made the argument on our podcast. Like, I would have much, because they've got God of War on the PC and it runs beautifully. I would have much rather, and they're not doing this, which I also question, but just put it out on PC at the same time. You know, like, let's get to those points with Sony. But they're not also in a spot like Microsoft, where like Microsoft can sell their shit for $200 at a loss and make up on the back end from like server shit that they're doing for other people.
Like here's a Games Radar article that looks like it was updated 4 days ago. PS5 exclusives. Every game released and confirmed that is PS5 exclusive. Astro's Playroom, that's, game with the thing. Demon Souls, that felt like the big one at launch. Destruction All Stars, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, that was a big game. Yeah, that a very pretty game for sure. Returnal.
I was gonna say, I think Returnal is the one that came to mind for me.
Mm-hmm.
But
really
quick,
FF7 remake Intergrade.
It's fun. It's funny to me, and I'm not trying to be demeaning of Demon Souls, because that's a very impressive remake. But like, you're gonna tell me that the Demon Souls remake couldn't go on the PS4, but God of War can? Like, that's so silly to me.
Yeah, that game did look really good, but I understand your point. Marvel Spider-Man Remastered, that one's a little unfair because that game literally is on the PlayStation 4, but I get this is the remastered version. Ghostwire Tokyo, GT7,
yeah.
Last of Us Part 1, also, come on.
That was on the PS3.
I understand it's different. It's a remake, rebuilt from the ground up, but fuck off. That is not. It's not.
Right.
And that's it for games that are out right now that are PS5 exclusives. Upcoming PS5 exclusives: Forspoken, Final Fantasy 16, Horizon Call of the Mountain. That's the PSVR 2 game.
Yes.
Spider-Man 2 says it's going to be PS5 exclusive. Interesting.
I think
Marvel's
this year
Wolverine.
You're going to see a little bit more of that happening, where it's clearly defined lines. And I also think that you're going to see a lot of the return on the investment Microsoft's been making with these studios. Also, look at the bottom left of my screen. Look how many modifiers I have.
That's a lot of passives you got there, buddy.
Holy shit. It's so good. It gives me a chance to play it. And and freaking expensive. Absolutely.
Yeah. But then also, like, look here. So here are the games that are on PS5 but also a PS4 version that are, they call them cross-gen exclusives, whatever the hell that means. God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Sackboy: A Big Adventure, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and Stray. And I feel like maybe outside of Miles Morales, because that's going on the original Spider-Man engine, so yeah, that makes sense for PS4 as well. Those feel like games that should be PS5 exclusives, that should really show the potential of this console, especially God of War and Horizon.
Yes.
Stray to a lesser extent, but I just don't know what Sony's doing right now.
I've not been thrilled with some of the decisions they've made, but I think that there's some interesting choices that they are making that I hope pan out. Like I like to give shit about the Nintendo Switch. I definitely like to give shit about Sony. I like to talk shit on Microsoft's very few first-party games. But at the end of the day, I want them all to make games because I fucking love playing video games. But there's some weird things happening on a lot of these camps right now. Microsoft has taken longer to get their studios producing. Now, granted, pandemic was no fun. Nintendo, I think, hit hard by how they were working because they didn't even get to really do remote stuff, and that the constraints on hardware has probably impacted what they had wanted to do with the Switch. And then
Sony. Chip shortage stuff. We had the fucking boats stuck in canals.
Yes.
Like there's certainly still reverberations of things that have made it difficult to make games and game hardware.
Agreed.
Yeah. So it's a weird time. But good for Bobby. You have a PC that just kind of plays everything, right?
For the most part, I can play pretty much everything, and that's
And I've got 99% of a PC, which means I can play 0% of the games on it. But maybe someday.
You've made some poor decisions on who you let build it.
You're damn right. It was such a beautiful line when you said, "I told you should have gotten a pre-built." That was such a good line.
And look,
Biggie, thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your lunar eclipse
and vote. Have a good time voting.
And go vote.
And come back and hang out Wednesday night. We're gonna have some fun stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
And Tyler, I don't know if is Tyler still around? Thanks for hanging out with us, Tyler. It was nice to have you stop by.
Whether he's around or not, we can still thank him for showing up.
Yeah, absolutely. This has gone a little bit longer than I thought it would, which is okay. We're doing pretty good on this one. Ooh, there's some help.
I feel like a companion class like that, or this isn't really a class that is about companions, but you took the companion stuff with the golem stuff. I feel like in a game like this, where when things get hectic, a lot of it is just trying to keep the pressure off you.
Yep.
Having somebody to just take some of the aggro from enemies is a useful thing. Well, also one of those things that one of the options, the active abilities that showed up earlier in the stream was that kind of vortex grenade or suction bomb. I forgot what they call it exactly.
Suction bomb.
That seems like another thing that is super handy for, oh god, there's so many things around me, I just need to get some stuff off my back real quick so I can make myself an opening.
I also wonder, like, who's going to be the first developer to put out a multiplayer version of one of these, where you've got a co-op element to it.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely games like this out that have co-op stuff, but they aren't. I guess I'm just thinking of like twin stick. Yeah. What was the game that you played that was like the cyberpunk looking multiplayer shooter that was that isometric?
What was
last
that?
year?
Oh damn. Well, that was it. I don't remember what that was. Did we unlock?
You remember what I'm talking about, though?
I think so. No new characters.
Okay. But you got to level 4 with your
I got
Pyromancer there.
Level 4, and we're almost I'm almost at that 50k to unlock this first one. So another run, and I'll be able to unlock that and see it. Chase, what do you think about this game as we wrap up here?
I think it looks cool. I haven't played Vampire Survivors in a couple months at this point.
Yeah.
I could see myself going back to that. Honestly, I could see myself going back and trying some 20 Minutes to Dawn. I really liked the art style in that.
It's really cool.
And the more active play style seems like that would be an interesting change of pace from these. But this one looks solid. What
plays
the name
good
of
on
this
your iPad.
again?
This is called Soulstone Survivor. It is an early access on Windows. Now you can play 20 Minutes Till Dawn on your phone or your iPad, and you can test it out for free. I think that would work fine on there. Even being
The Ascent was the game I was thinking of.
Oh yeah. I love that game.
So not exactly like this, but in terms of, hey, it's a twin stick shooter that you're playing with your friends.
Yep.
You know, it's in the same vein.
Totally.
How much is this? You said it's in early access. Do they make you pay?
Yeah, it's $10, I think. Let me double check that.
Okay.
I'll pull that up really quick. Survivor. Soulstone Survivors, not just Survivor. It is early access, $10. You can buy. It's 10% off if you get the bundle, which includes the soundtrack, and you can get that for $11.68. So, $10 gets you the game. I have not read too much of the roadmap, but if you go to the first screen, they've got a very active Discord. The other thing, if you look up Rogue Soulstone, it's a lot of these character classes, but it is a run-based action RPG, like dungeon crawler with them. So that's coming out in 2023 from Smith's Work, I think is who makes this, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Rogue Soulstone, same universe, same characters, not in this genre, but an actual deal. And I would wonder, I wonder if Rogue Soulstone was what they were working on first, and they saw the Vampire Survivor and they had these assets, and they're like, hey, we can put this out in early access, get some more funding for this other one that's a little bit, because it looks a bit more involved. I could be wrong.
You pull a Fortnite on them.
Yeah, for sure. So there's some stuff to check out there for sure. But let's talk about what we've got going on this week. For anybody who's new and you want to follow along with what we do outside of here, I don't know if my social button's working. Yeah, there it goes. We've got quick looks that we do over on YouTube. We record a podcast. You can find that anywhere that podcasts are available. But this week ahead, we had Soulstone Survivors tonight, which has been a ton of fun. Tomorrow, we've got the Casual crew in its entirety doing a quick look for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Wednesday night is a traditional What You've Been Playing episode of the Casual Hour. Thursday, Chase and I did a quick look at Marvel Snap, which that game's awesome. And then Friday, Johnny and I are going to be playing Shatterline, which has been one of my favorite games this year as well. Another great early access game. So a lot of fun stuff happening there. Chase, you are also very busy. What have you got going on?
The only thing that should be new, I'm recording a new episode of my other podcast pilot program with good friend of the show, Pierce Corshane. That's happening next week. So maybe closer to the end of next week, I'll have that edited and up. We're going to be watching the first episode of The Boys, Amazon Prime's own The Boys, and talking about that first episode, talk about some other shows and movies and media that are similar to it. And Pierce and I have not seen The Boys before, so we're coming in completely blind. And yeah, I think it'll be interesting to hear our conversation about how we react to watching that very first episode.
Yeah, I know where you're at with superheroes. I don't know where Pierce is at. I have an assumption of where Pierce is at, but I might be wrong there. All that to be said, I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on that. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight with our Soulstone Survivor stream. Tune in Wednesday night where Johnny will join Chase and I to chat about some video games and the news around them. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll chat with you all soon.